All right. Hey, everybody. It's Jason Blaha here. Just sitting here drinking my morning coffee, looking sexy as hell as usual. Thought I would sit down, do a coffee chat for you guys and gals whilst we wake up. All right. And yeah. So I'm going to be busy with some other posts for the first bit. I'll be back and forth chatting with people. So the people who chime in, go later into it when people start asking questions. You'll be able to hit the tab, see the stuff to the right. Hopefully we get a good morning. I overslept a little later. I slept over an hour later than I normally do. My body needed it, man. I guess that training yesterday hit hard. All the benching. Shoulder feels a lot better though this morning. That overhead pressing made my shoulder hurt, which was I mentioned in the vlog. I have to be careful. I'm gonna have to continue to increase the overhead pressing very slowly. The benching and dips and everything felt great. Like the benching, that top set with 315 felt really good on the bench. So yeah, but I got a bunch of posts I have to make, so I'm going to be posting the whole time I'm in here. That's how we justify these really long ones, which people seem to really appreciate. Right? They seem to really appreciate and like. So, but I got some posts I have to get done, so let me do that as a first priority. Because Facebook was actually paid more yesterday than it's paid in a couple of weeks, so it had a good day all the way around. So I need to stay on top of that. Yesterday we didn't get any supers. The day before we had record supers in a single live pretty much the day before. So I'm gonna stay on top of this. And I'll do a GPP day for you guys. Sorry, I am not awake. I really and truly am on just my first cup of coffee here. My body is not cooperating with me just yet, but I'm gonna give it a moment. We're gonna give it a moment to cooperate. All right. And hopefully it will cooperate here shortly. All right, let's get this one up and going. Mountain mover, Jason, most effective way to bring up, well, you could quit typing that crazy, silly nonsense, that troll word. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to retype your question. We've been seeing strap-on fake and lifts because we've caught him a few times, haven't we? We'll get over to that after I get all my posts done. So Mountain, I'm going to let you retype that, not in troll slang. Otherwise, I'm going to automatically kapow you. But I'll give you an opportunity to do better first. Peppermint, keep an eye on him while I'm posting here. Expect you to police him. Let me know what he does while I'm doing stuff. Gotta have a low tolerance for BS in here. All right. He's correcting himself. There you go. Sorry, sir. Most effective way to bring up triceps. Honestly, I go off my own previous life experience. Close grip bench press, dips. Get really strong at dips and close grip pressing. Probably work pretty well. Make sure that you have something that does. There we go. Kapow, and he's out of here. All right. So, yeah. It's interesting. We had one in first thing in the morning. We had one in first thing in the morning. Man, that means they're getting the alerts too. He called for Kapow himself. Yeah. But as far as Alex's fake lifts, I can talk about Alex's fake lifts while I do my other posts. All right. So let me get on top of that. Because again, this has to be done. Gotta make that Facebook money. Of course, I said I wouldn't get the Facebook profile bonus this month, but if I replicate yesterday, say for the next 9 or 10 days, I will get it this month. So we got to stay on top of it. All that's minor in the grand scheme of things. Really, I need client Simon to buy a package again. That's what I need. So I had a client who had to take like 5 months off or whatever, who buys packages. And he's been doing a big international move. He said he'd come back in November. He messaged me starting November. He's still getting his home gym set up, but he's definitely planning on coming back. So he comes back and buys another package. That's great for business. I always like those package sales. I did one start of the month already. We need to do another one. And I have another guy who's guaranteed he's staying on for like 10 years. We'll do another one next month. But as a coach, I love the long-term client packages. Like, that's business advice I can give to people, to other coaches. I always have coaches say, what advice do you give for other coaches? Selling packages to long-term clients at a discount, because you get your money on the front end. And then they are locked in. Always the way to go. And they're usually happy. Like if they're happy with the coaching already, they'll lock into that usually. But you also have to find clients who can afford 6 months of coaching at a time. Therein lay the key. But until I get all these posts done. All right. Yeah, we got one early. So Squid, hey man, big fan. Happy to catch a stream for once. Awesome, man. Glad to have you in here. I am not awake yet, guys. So we're 8 minutes into this. I am still on my first cup of coffee. I did not wake up till after 5 o'clock. My eyes woke up. I hit the coffee pot, brushed my teeth, prayed, ran in here and started getting stuff up and going once the coffee was finished. So let's talk about the Alex Leonidas thing, because a bunch of people are going to chime in for that, because that's the title alone gets people in. The fake lifts, guys, a couple of the big ones you guys remember, and I called him on this, and this is the problem. He never apologized. Like, this is what I tell people, guys. I apologize for the fake Merc thing. Right? That's been over a decade. I made a 15-minute apology. So people say, well, you gave no, my first, I made one video trying to explain it. And then a year later, I sat down and did a proper apology, a complete and full apology and disclosure. Admitted my wrongs. I said how stupid it was, that I was regretful, right? The worst thing I've ever done in my entire life on the internet, which a lot of people feel wasn't that bad, I think it was hilarious. The worst thing I've ever done in my entire life, I gave a 15-minute apology for. With tens of thousands of views, sat down, gave a full explanation and apology to my audience. You know what I mean? What's going on, Jawinski? How you doing, brother? right? I gave a full apology for the worst thing I've ever done in my life that happened to be on the internet. On top of that, right? That's the worst thing I've done in my entire life. So I apologized. Strap on deceived his audience numerous times and never apologized, not once. And all he would have to do would be to swallow his pride and get up and say, "Guys, I was young, silly, trying to make a name for myself doing this. I faked these lifts. Blaha and other people called me on it, and I just pretended like they caught me red-handed. And I feel silly about it now. I'm a more mature, older man. It was really silly of me, and I'm sorry." Do you think he'd lose a single fan over it? He's like, "Yo, guys, 10 years ago, I did some fake lifts on camera. I was young, I was immature, I was trying to grow my audience. I feel terrible about it. I apologize for deceiving my audience back then. I'm never going to do it again, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm an older, more mature person now. I'm an older, taller. I'm up to 5'4". And I threw the lift shoes away and I faked some lifts, guys. Wouldn't that it would go over really well? I don't think he'd lose any fans. He'd gain respect to followers. They'd be like, "You know what, man, we forgive you." That's how fans actually do. He'd be like, "Guys, a couple of things. So I did that push press and I pretended it was a strict press and I lied and said the footage got corrupted because we all know that doesn't really happen, guys. Like when the file gets messed up, you just can't access it. But I got up and used all just the top half of a push press, and I claimed it was a strict press, and that we missed the start of the lift because the camera file got corrupted." Right? That's what I told everybody in public. And I really just did a 225 push press. It looked like a push press. It looked like just the top half of it. I lied, and so I noticed I never replicated that strict press again on camera. You know, so I lied. It was a push press, and then we had the double overhand 500-pound deadlift. It was a hook grip. You know, You guys remember Blaha zoomed all the way in on my hands as I closed my thumb in, and he put it up of me doing it with the hook grip. He caught me. But I told everybody that I had unlimited grip strength and that I could double overhand deadlift 500 pounds. But I tucked my thumb in, and it was a hook grip. It wasn't double overhand. So I have a weak pussy grip from doing all my pulling with straps. I got a weak ass grip. I was coping. I was coping for being called strap on destiny, guys. It was a big cope, you know. It was a big cope, guys. And I apologize. I didn't actually have a double overhand 500 deadlift because I pull everything with straps. I don't even have grip strength. I don't that pussy little wee girly grip. So, I was being Cope Destiny back then, not Alpha Destiny, and I apologize. I'm a more older, more mature man. I realize now grip strength doesn't matter. Like it just doesn't matter, man. Having a big grip is like having really big legs as a short man. It makes you look ridiculous. So, just like I don't train my legs, I don't really train my grip. I do everything with straps. That's why I curl with straps, like I did on the camera for you guys. You know. But now I know that grip strength doesn't matter at all. It doesn't affect your aesthetics. So I don't care about it. So I just admit I'm strap on destiny and fake with hook grip stuff when I did the double overhand. But I'm a more mature guy now, and I know that you guys. I hope that you will forgive me. Right? Wouldn't that go over really well with his audience? Yeah, he didn't show. He had all those baggy things on to claim he didn't train legs because big legs were disgusting on a short man. Oh man! And I catch hell. How do I catch so much hell for stuff? Man, this dude should have been. He should have a whole army of haters built around the fact that he was scared to trade legs being a short man. My God. I'm gonna give him hell because he made a video about me last month and then took it down trying to talk trash. Like, oh bro, man, you done goofed, Mr. Vegan. I'm gonna be a pure vegan because I care about the animals. Right? Right. I love animals. In fact, I love animals a lot, guys. Like a whole lot. Especially since I don't get a girl, Like I got this pet goat. What were we talking about, guys? All right, I need some coffee. All right, we back. Because I'm a pimp. You can check my stats. Although I do remember the time when Kid Rock made that song, I was kind of like, I kind of wanted to call him on that with that song, man. He was like, I'm a pimp. You can check my stats. And I was kind of like, I don't know. Where do you check those stats? Like, where do you check the stats on that? Like the dude said he's a pimp, you can check the stats. Like where do we check those exactly? Jim, this is a serious question. All right, this is of cultural relevance. Where exactly do we check those stats? Inquiring minds want to know. You know? On open pimping, right? Is there a website for this? I mean, it's a valid question, guys. Interesting, we got a good little trickle of viewers in here though already. We got comments. So I have a feeling this will hit some decent algo stuff. That's what we need. I'm gonna sit in this one a while. Normally I was kind of like, man, there's no way I can do a really long one, but I'm like, it's cold outside. It's colder than yesterday. There's no way I'm doing my GPP before 10 a.m. I have one client sheet I have to write. I have to write Alex's. I did a sheet yesterday. One of my guys, after Dane finished up. I have no critical work I have to do outside of my training and social media. Great shorts, love the 500 times 3. Right. I mean, well, remember, I was hitting that for 6, but the cold bar, I can only handle the triples. For some reason, like, it's funny, I'm not really that cold when I'm out there training in the shorts, right? But the bar, when I grab that cold bar, I don't want to do more than 500 for 3. It just kind of just chills me to the bone. When I put my hands on that cold ass bar. I used to have that problem in the UK. It would be frozen outside, just like you're deadlifting bareheaded. I'm like, I know, man. But it builds a certain tenacity, you know. Because we did 550 for a double the other day too last week. But I mean, I pulled it for 6 when it was a little warmer over like 2 weeks ago. But man, something about that. All right. Because I'm straight stronger in the summers. Like when I get out and train in the heat, man, I hit bigger numbers. Always. There's just something about that. And it's not like bundling up how people would be like, if you just wore more clothes, like, no, that won't do anything, dude. I'm in a humid cold when it's cold. Plus, it's not that cold. Right? Tomorrow, the temperature is coming up, though. But I could feel that, man, when I'm grabbing that cold bar. I only want to do 500 for 3. It's just because it's my hands, right? Your hands get cold. It's not the body. Like, that's perfectly fine. Right? I've lived in the cold before, so I can train in the shorts. It's the hands, man. But the benching was good, though. Benching was good. That 550 for the double has been the thing. I got more props recently for that 550 for the double than I did 500 for 6. That's what's funny. All right. Dudes over here not realizing 500 for 6 is harder than 550 for 2, I think, mathematically. But I've done both recently. But yeah, I've got to keep everything recovered. That's been the hardest part with the GPP, has been the recovery. That's why I'm dropping the nonsense out. No, I will never buy a treadmill. Like Alan, right now, dude, with my taxes, a treadmill wouldn't even be doable. Plus, they're expensive and require a lot of maintenance. Yeah. Now, I was thinking the same thing with it getting cold, and it's like getting my mornings. When am I going to get some runs in? I just need a warmer day, and I'll get out and run. I was thinking the same thing today. I'm like, man, no, I'm not. I'm definitely not getting around. My GBP is more important at the moment. But I built the running up super fast. So, springtime gets here. I'll be kick the running way up again. Hey, Jacob, that's a strange way to start a conversation. You might have posted something that the spam filter hit. You have one post in this entire chat, and it says, not saying for sure, though I could be wrong. No, I will never get a treadmill. I don't like treadmills. I think they're the most ridiculous thing. Oh, you meant for yourself on a treadmill. All right. Yeah. Until I get all my taxes resolved, something like a treadmill is not even in the works. Like, I would even look at this point at something like a treadmill and go, that's money for a new house. I wrote up a post, but I guess maybe you put a banned word. Probably. I do have banned words for a reason. Because there's stuff I get sick. I joined late, so I just caught up to the live. And we're going to keep the ban. The ban words make things so much easier. You mentioned a word and I wrote it. This is a word that I said. Okay, that's possible. All right. So Peppermint, without discussing them any further, 100% of my ban list involves trolls. Right? If I didn't have trolls, I would not have a banned list at all. I would just remove it completely. I would have no need for it. So makes it pretty simple. Yeah, that's absolutely banned. Yep. So the word merc and mercenary are completely banned on my channel. That's correct. You cannot actually post them in a comment. So there's a perfect example. I might remove those though. All right. I might remove those because they're not as big of a deal. You know what? I feel like I could take those out. Because if anyone chimes in on that, my regular people would set the people straight. Like if a person comes in here talking all that trash, my regular followers, I feel like, would be like, no, dude, no, you're just wrong. They would set them straight. So let's see. Yeah, some of the stuff can come out now. All right, give me a second. All right. Oh, we in this bitch. There you go. What's up, Rubio? Yeah, the regular followers are used to how many words are in the filter. It's a good question. Let me go back and check. That's a great question. That's a totally reasonable question. How many words are in the spam filter? I will count them. It's a lot. Like, I'm not going to say it's not a pretty large number. As of right now, 1, 2, 28. There are 28 words in the spam filter. I'll take one more out. There's 27. Yeah, Jacob, you watched the wrong one. You watched the first one, not the second one. All right. But to be fair, Jacob, it was a joke. It was a joke that people took horribly wrong. Right. And I tried to explain that in the first one. The second one is just a straight up apology at that point. No, Rufio, I'm not reading them out. Rufio, I can't read them out. Like, it's illegal for me to read some of them out on my channel through a legal agreement I have. So I would be in violation of an agreement I've made through a lawyer. So I can't do that. There are certain words and things I will not discuss on any public platform. Therefore, I'm sure as hell not going to let trolls discuss them. Is that fair? Yeah. So you didn't watch the second video. Let me find it. All right. So let me get you the link, bro. You can watch it. Yeah. So there you go. So, but I mean, that's just for you, and I'll leave it there. So you have that. All right. So there you go. That's my full apology video. And again, he asked me to not just tell him who it was, but I did have. I had another YouTuber who was a veteran who watched it, and he messaged me about it and said that he accepted my apology. He watched it 3 times to see if I felt sincere or not, and he said I felt sincere, like when he looked at it. And so he straight up told me, you know what, you're okay in my books now. Okay, cool. So that was interesting. Yeah, exactly. I don't know any further because it's been a long time, and this wouldn't even be a thing, but people keep making documentaries. That's the problem. People keep making documentaries about it. Another one came out like a month or two ago. So I got a whole new host of death threats all over my social media from it. Of people who just became aware of it. So yeah. So let's move on. Let's talk about other stuff, guys. My back is itching now. Why is my back itching? That's gonna make me. I'm gonna be right back, guys. I'm gonna be right back. I can get coffee anyways. I shall return momentarily. All right. We are back. So, Rufio, Peppermint, both you guys, you're both British, right? Do you want to see some amazing musical genius you may not have seen from your own country? So, are you guys familiar with Ren? So, go watch A Tale of Jenny and Screech if you get a chance, right? And then realize that's pretty much a live performance, right? I think that highlights that particular music video. Oh, I did. Yeah, definitely. But that particular song, phenomenal. In terms of one, musical ability, right? Guitar singing ability, but the songwriting and performance aspects also, right? I mean, that guy, that is a top tier musical genius because of his diverse skill set, because of the storytelling and lyrics writing combined with the performance ability. I've never gone surfing before. I have no interest in surfing. And I would probably not be able to surf very effectively. Because you enjoy country music. No, I don't listen to a lot of country, to be fair. Um, I like some older country. I like Kenny Rogers. I like Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers. I like a little bit of outlaw stuff. No, I don't go to the beach much, Sean. It's not particularly convenient for me to get to a beach. Um, Last time I was at a beach was over 10 years ago, to put it in perspective. Not that I don't like the beach. I like Hank Williams Jr. Um, I like Chris Stapleton, but I don't listen to a lot of country. You know, is that fair? And it's kind of funny. Wow, Sean says thoughts on men who lose their V card by paying for it. I don't know. Like, what am I supposed to think on that one? I mean, that's not an uncommon thing, to be fair. You know, Roger Whittaker. Why does it sound familiar? It's not ringing a bell. City Camp. Sean, man, you got to quit going on about these people from that long ago. Should that even count as losing? I mean, this is gonna sound messed up. I've known a dads who done that for their sons and things. It does happen. Um, I mean, I get, yeah, it counts, but um, you shouldn't need to do that. uh, hey, Marco, I'm aware of that, but he didn't apologize for it, and he called me out on not making progress. You missed my whole point about the apology thing. I've apologized for the stuff I did wrong on here. He needs to get up and apologize for it, or he should be grilled for it, especially after he came at me the other day. You know, so I'm gonna pop him on it. I'm gonna call people out on stuff. I might as well. These live streams are turned into the biggest part of my channel, man. Especially when we have days where we get $75 in donations in a single live stream plus ad revenue. I'm gonna push the lives hard. Yeah. Um, hey, Sean, it's a guy who's popped off and badmouthed at me and didn't, after some other stuff, who's never apologized for his wrongdoings in the community. And he came through and stole material from me and gave me no credit, which, I give credit. So, no, why should I be nice about it? Yeah, we're disappointed in you, Sean, that you were involved with that. You just happened to be friends with Cassidy Campbell and you put him up. I was, Yeah, Sean owes me an apology. Tell him, Rufio. Rufio's calling you out. Rufio's going to be like, Sean, you owe Coach $100 super chat apology. That's very disappointing, Sean. The whole chat is disappointed in you, Sean. The whole chat is disappointed. And there's no probability you just made that up. Coach is super. You're going to book. Jason, were you upset by the video? No, not really. I didn't care. Sean, dude, Jesus Christ. Sean, I was never bothered by any of that stuff. I was more concerned with true hate videos than any nonsense like that. I mean, get realistic. Get realistic, dudes. You are aware of some of the crazy defaming hate videos about me out there. To think that I would care at all about that. Right. Let's be realistic. Well, guys, Sean has his own set, obviously has his own set of issues here. I am Jeffrey. Does eating a lot increase libido, especially after a workout? I don't know. I have no idea, man. But you know what? Working out will increase your libido. But eating a lot, there's no direct tie to this, not necessarily. Jeffrey, eating a lot increasing libido, because technically getting fat can hurt your libido. So if you're eating a lot, you see what I mean? How are we defining this? And just eating a lot has no meaning. What are you eating? But no, realistically, working out and being fit will increase your libido. But I can't see that there's any connection between, all right, eating a lot and then increasing your libido. Because obesity itself reduces it, being fat. So we could argue chronically there could be an inverse correlation. Right. Man, what happened? The views dropped down. Have you ever tried exotic meat like zebra meat? I've never even heard of anybody eating zebra meat, Sean. Why don't you hit something that we actually have in America as an exotic meat? So if you're going to ask me about exotic meats, let's bring it over to ones that you could at least buy somewhere commercially in the United States. You go down the list and I can tell you which things I've tried, but I've never even heard of anybody getting zebra meat. So the answer is no. Likes fitness. Does anyone notice his level of mental illness? He's so obsessed with all these different YouTubers. Isn't ox just a type of cattle? I don't think that counts as exotic. I've never tried horse. I'll never eat horse. So there you go. You're giving me a list. I do not like snake. It's revolting. I've had it. I've had a bite of rattlesnake before. I'll pass. Frog and alligator are equally revolting. I've had those. Zebras are protected, aren't they? I don't know. But the fact that he cares that Lex Fitness ate zebra meat somewhere is just so weird. I've never heard of anyone eating penguins. I'd never eat a nasty snail. I've never. Why are you eating elephants? That's an endangered. That's a protected species. Frog is revolting. I've had it. I can name an exotic meat, but see, I don't know what you consider exotic. Like frog isn't exotic in the U.S. Keep in mind, I live right by Louisiana. So that would be a local cuisine, technically, not an exotic. I could name an exotic that it was actually pretty good. Emu. I've had emu. It was actually pretty good. I like emu. Ostrich is pretty good. Alligator's revolting. I've never tried camel. I'm not 100% sure what a yak is. Right? Yickety yak, don't talk back. Ding, ding, ding. I think yak is some sort of cattle or something. I recall vaguely. But I'm going to assume crocodile probably tastes pretty similar to alligator, which is revolting. I spit the alligator out. Not doing it. It's funny. I'm really funny about what meats I can eat. It's actually rather comical. I'm extremely sensitive palate to different meats. I either love or hate a meat. Why would you eat whale or dolphin? Peacock, reindeer, polar. You should not eat polar bears. That's deadly if not cooked correctly too. People learn this the hard way. I don't know if I've had peacock. I know my grandma had a bunch of peacocks. We may or may not have had some in some stew. I like bison. I've never had reindeer. Yeah, I'm not going to eat whales or dolphins, dude. Come on. But bison, I like bison. Yeah, I've eaten bison on camera. I even had bison at one of the expo also. No, I like bison. I don't consider bison an exotic. Bison's not exotic, dude. Not in the U.S. I don't eat any seafood. No. If I ate octopus, I would have to go to the hospital. Yeah, I mean, you just asked, Sean, you claim to be a fan of Coach Blaha and to follow my stuff, right? And you've never seen me eat bison on camera? You've never seen me cook bison? There's no hyenas here. But bison is not an exotic in the U.S., dude. It's literally at the local grocery store. I could get bison today if I wanted it. Yeah. So no seafood or fish is never going to be on the list. Like, how do you not know Coach used to eat bison? I used to eat bison every day for a while. When I hit the 605 squat, I was eating bison all the time. Bison have made coach strong like ox. It kick in Slav genes. All right. No, I don't have a nice smile, Sean. Just stop. Let's move on from Sean's rudeness. You just named random meat animals. I don't think anyone eats hyena, dude. That's not a thing. He just going down the road just naming random animals at this point. I've heard of people eating owl. I don't think they have a lot of meat on their bones. Not something people regularly eat. Any sort of predatory animal doesn't taste as good as you think it's going to taste. Everybody knows this. But as far as any of these non-standards, I would say that the animals that I've eaten that I actually like that were not standard normal cuisine. Right? Normal would be, beef, lamb, turkey, chicken, right? Pig. Those are normal cuisine for most people. Yeah, get them likes up, guys. I don't like duck. I don't like goat. I've had both. I don't care for them. Again, I'm very picky with meats. I think that surprises people. There are animals that I've hunted that I do not like to eat. I just give the meat away. I don't like venison. I've always gave it away. But as far as animals I like, I'll give you the list of the non-standard that I do enjoy. Bison, elk, antelope, dove, quail, emu, ostrich, all good. I like all those. I've had all of them. Tell them, Rufio, why there's only 9 likes with that many people watching. I'm going to have a serious talk to people about that. And I've really had someone argue with me. I bet on this. I bet you he's not American. I made a post yesterday, right? I said, so how about instead of a stimulus check, they just abolish the IRS and stop taxing us into the ground? Just a thought. Largely positive responses. Most Americans are opposed to income tax. Interesting. Why do we put up with it then? So, no, he's in New Jersey. Fair enough. I had to check. So this guy wrote, okay, question. Building literal bridges, road repair, update town sewage, repairing and updating town polar grids, absolutely everything requires town repairs and upgrades. We think that money comes from. Where do you expect the money to come from? Imagine writing that and thinking that that's what your IRS money goes to. Right? Does anybody think that that's where your IRS money is going? That's usually your local property taxes and business taxes pay for that. That's not coming from the IRS. Oh, that's a great one. Yeah, we could put that in there because we need that stupidity. There we go. I would much rather see Merck comments than his moronic nonsense in my thing. I don't understand that obsession. Right? No, it doesn't. You can do individual phrases, but you can put Lenny in there. You can do entire phrases, yes. Right. But, So that's easy enough. I put Lenny in. You can't say the word Lenny now. Beautiful. I mean, he shouldn't even be a topic. So again, anyone discussing him at this point is mentally ill. They should probably be seeking a therapist. And I get it. I have a lot of mentally ill followers. That's okay. No, I didn't put that. That wouldn't be a bad go, though. Jason, should taken women be less friendly to men who approach them? So I'm going to try to say this as politely as possible. Should women in relationships be less friendly to men in public? Wow. Let's be clear. Men who take women being friendly to them as flirting have complete lack of social skills. That is a massive red flag. And by the way, this is a real problem. That men can't differentiate between friendly and flirting is why you guys struggle. No, they shouldn't be less friendly. I mean, it really is. So, but no, this is a real problem, Rufio. This is a real problem, though. So this is a true topic of conversation that women deal with. That dudes perceive them being friendly as being flirty sometimes, but it's not. No, they shouldn't be less friendly. A friendly person should be a friendly person. Sean said, "Wow." Hey Joyce, do you really think I would be voting for Gavin given my Second Amendment position? No, dude, I'd rather see him executed in public for his firearm traitory. I generally believe that leaders who push gun control should be charged with treason, irrespective of what their other stuff is. So I don't agree, Jason. Every guy approaching a girl has the same intent. Right, Sean. Wow, as Peppermint said. So you said that when you were with your ex, she had no business engaging with other men beyond the point that was needed. Right? What do you mean, can I really talk? What do you mean, Jacob? No, I didn't get. I don't know. Did other people not get a notice? We had people in here immediately, so it's strange. You don't have any women who you're just friends with, Sean. Yeah, I don't know what he means either. I just refreshed your page. So you didn't get one? Oh man. Wow, you have no female friends. Interesting. I have lots of female friends. I have lots of friends who are women who are married. Okay, you didn't get a notification. All right, cool, Peppermint. Right. I'm friends with married women who I give hugs to and I'm friends with, right? Straight up. But if you're lesbian friends, I was just friends with, they played hockey and occasionally we're going to team nights out. It was just shooting fish in a barrel. Interesting, Sean. Um, yeah. So if Jacob is think he's talking about me, that would be silly. Even though haters like to do point out that I've had some long distance stuff, keep a context of what people know about as non-long distance. My first wife was here in Texas. Brittany was here in Texas. And if you guys remember, she published all over the internet, got pissed. But when we broke up and I kicked her out, I banged her best friend shortly after. She kind of got mad about that. So on and so forth. So, oh well. All right. I barely remember Mitt Romney at this point. He was just such a blip. I can't even remember anything about him, to be honest. So he's off my radar. I don't even think about Mitt Romney. David must admit I don't really have any friends. Just colleagues seems quite common as men get older. Interesting. And some careers it does work out that way, though, David. What line of work are you in, though? I forgot. I know you've said it before, I think. All right. I find your senior form to. Yeah, you'll probably get banned, Jacob. But it just seems really strange. Because no one who knows me would make that association. Like, that's just very strange. Tax advisor. Okay. Oh. Hmm. Just going to simply leave it at Jacob. The internet. Sometimes people on the internet who follow from a distance have a very very different perspective from how I'm perceived in real life. Right. In terms of that, it's a completely different perspective. It's almost it's a completely different person you guys are believing in. It's quite strange. And I'll just leave it at that. Hey, Sean, why do you ask questions to which you already know the answer? People take pictures all the time and put it on social media. Like literally, when I bump into people shopping and other stuff, people do pictures with me all the time and put it up on their Instagram. I've had it happen in airports, grocery stores. It's pretty normal, dude. Yeah, be keeping an eye, right? They're gonna be watching you, Jacob. Those views ticking up and down. So, but yes, obviously, people ask for photos with me out and about. It's in fact that's normal. I would say 2 out of 3 times if you get recognized in public, somebody wants a picture with you. 2 out of 3 times. If I just had to throw a statistic at it, they want a picture. It's a really common thing for people to do, actually. I need some more coffee. Be right back. All right, we're back. We're back. Awesome. Appreciate the super chat this morning, Karsten. Carson is balling. It's $9. Work, great work. Going to be happy when he returns. Yes, we all remember Leonidas. What do you think Alex Leonidas takes? He's been saying single-digit body fat. I don't know what he's looking like right now. He obviously likes drier compounds, right? Jacob, you've been respectable, but keep in mind, man, they like to kapow, trolls and haters. Sean, I don't even remember. What are you talking about? I don't remember that. Sean, you got to quit going back 15 years to stuff. Bro, you really have to stop living in 10 years ago. Sean, and I know you've admitted you do have mental problems. You're stuck in this weird time loop. You're stuck in like 2015 or something, and you just perpetually live there in these live streams. It's not healthy, dude. All right. Plus the other stuff you said about women. I'm just saying, bro. So I don't know. Let's see what Alex is looking like. I mean, he probably takes a lot of DHT based stuff. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, no, he's pretty easy. Yeah, just looking at stuff. I just went to Google Images, see what he's looking like. Dry, shredded. He's a trained primo guy. Very, very, very straightforward. This one's easy. Sean is like a fossil from the golden era, I know, right? Yeah. Yeah, no. So he's a classic trend, but he's in some of those. It says he weighs 159 pounds. Bro is 159. Oh man. Yeah. So I'm still living in the Scooby era. He is, man. I'm also 5'11", 218. Good stuff. Decoy says, Coach, you ever tried cottage cheese bread low carbon? So, given the amount of rice that I eat every day, I'm not sure that is an appeal to me personally. Like, you see my meals, right? Almost get it. Hold up. Just so that you understand why I'm laughing at that. All right. You ready? This is my food from yesterday, bro. There's my food yesterday, man. I'm a chicken and rice type of bro. I'm a chicken, rice, and potato bro. Although, man, dude, oh my God, I bought a bunch of frozen cherries again. Remember, I used to do them in the Greek yogurt. Dudes, take Greek yogurt and either put a little protein powder in it or just add some raw honey. Yes, David, there's a lot of chicken and rice. Breakfast is always chicken and rice. Joe Schmill says, Jeff Nifford, Alex, and Mike Israel need to start in the next Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, right? No, I don't. We don't need Zydol. I made a low-fat pizza in the oven yesterday. Rufio, the Facebook lifestyle is for the bonuses. So for my page, every single week they send me a thing, and it's if you have at least 3 posts that reach X number that have the Facebook lifestyle hashtag, right? They have the Facebook lifestyle hashtag. They give you X amount of extra money for the week. Nicholas says, hey, bro, are you a real soldier? Why Why would I be a real soldier? I've never said I was in the military. If a person says repeatedly they were never in the military, how could they be a soldier? That doesn't compute, dude. I used to like your channel, but the stuff you said about Rich Piana really offended me. I mean, Benny, I'm just told you the truth, dude. You're allowed to like it. David is called for a kapow of Nicola. Well, let's give him a minute, David. Decoy Octopus says, can I be honest? I was brought here after watching a video about you a few days. Yeah, that's fair, man. However, nothing I've seen over the last few days makes you seem like they describe you. You seem sound to me. Appreciate a lot of people do. I've had clients who found me through hate videos are like, wait a minute, this has been completely misrepresented. A lot of people ask for the kapow. So, I mean, if one of you guys want to second it for him, I'm not going to do just for the soldier off of a single, but if someone wants to second the kapow, I'll go ahead and initiate it. Hey, Benny. So here's the thing. This is all stuff that you could really truly. This is not like nothing I said about Rich was made up, though. You know, nothing I said. This is stuff we all knew about Rich. So what stuff bothered you? The stuff with the ex-wife? But this is all things that were told to me by his ex-wives. Some of this stuff is verified court documents. All the other lifters know about the drug dealing. All right. So I'm not sure what you're offended by, Benny. I mean, it's just the reality of it. So here's the thing that I would say, man. Why are you allowing an extreme internet persona to be your hero? You know, right? We've got to be careful of putting our heroes on pedestals, man. All of us, right? Be careful when you put other men up on a pedestal, bro. We're all flawed human beings. When did bodybuilding peak? I don't know, man. I've kind of burned out about talking about competitive bodybuilders, Joe. I got drug into yesterday's coffee chat, bodybuilding competitive questions for 2 hours straight. I'd kind of like to not discuss competitive bodybuilding for a little bit because I'm not a fan of it. You know what I mean? Like the whole chat yesterday got dedicated to it. So I'm going to move on. Keep in mind, I'm not a bodybuilding fan. I'm not a fan of bodybuilding. So it's like, guys, we talked it into the ground for 2 hours straight yesterday. Questions. It's all that people kept bringing up. I used to struggle with eating, but watching Rich helped me eat more and put on size. I'm currently under 3 pounds. Rich was a good soul. So, Benny, because he inspired you to help you eat, do you truly believe he was a good soul? You know, so do you believe he was troubled by his addictions and bigorexia? Because, I mean, Rich was a violent person. You know, he was a violent person who hurt other people. So that's what you got to think about, man. Yeah, he smacks Genova, who has learning disabilities. What's your skincare routine? I don't. I just eat a good diet, man. I don't tan a lot, though. I don't spend much time tanning bed. Good diet, high antioxidant status, stay hydrated. Yeah, he hit Genova on camera, who is definitely autistic and disabled and unable to actually work. So he did hit him on camera. You know, so that would be my thing, Benny. Stuff to explore. Okay, Benny, think that through. A mentally handicapped person who order 66 everyone with his autism spectrum problems Order 66 to him. And you feel that Benny, do you know how many times Genova ordered 66 to me? How would you feel if someone did an order 66? Benny, you got to be trolling. No, it wasn't a joke. He hit him. Benny, I got order 66 like a dozen times by Genova in videos. And it's all his followers came through, and 500 people just posted order 66 on your candy ass. Right? It had no impact on me in real life, and it doesn't justify hitting a mentally disabled person. Now, I blame his family. Genova's family should have taken him off the internet sooner. His guardian finally took him off the internet, but you are aware he's mentally disabled, right? When it helped boost, I go, Jacob, in theory, yeah. Give me a minute, guys. How often? Probably like 3 times a day. Yeah. All right. So with my current diet, with all the fiber, a healthy diet, probably 3 a day. It's pretty normal. Anything less than 1 is not good. Anything less than 1 is not good, guys. And this is just basic health at that point. Right? Hold on, I got to get some posts up. I do got to get some posts up. Give me a second here, guys. This is how I justify these long coffee chats. I've got to make all my Facebook posts and other stuff while I do it so that we multitask. And then I will get right back to you people. All right. I know I'm tabbed away, guys. Coach will be right back. All right. David says 2 a day for me. Sounds like Facebook are making you earn money. Yeah, no, Facebook is a major revenue stream for me. Plus, I get clients there too. So I think people forget that also. It's why I needed to open my lives back up on the page. I've picked up 2 clients from those live streams also in this year. Right. I closed 2 clients in the Facebook lives this year also, who are still currently active clients. So, other than these, yeah, if I am on Facebook way more if it's allowing me to do lives and I double stream. I don't discuss my exact numbers on how many clients I have. I always keep that private. I don't make that public information, Karsten. I'll be happy to discuss it with you in private in your next consult. I do consultations with Karsten, by the way, guys, for the unaware. He can vouch for my consultation services. Blaha, the man, the legend. Thank you, Godzilla. So yeah, it's got me temporarily not able to do the things. So as soon as I can hit those Facebook lives again and double dip, that'll be awesome. These morning coffee chats, like we're doing in here, these long ones, if I could double dip those again, as being a full-time coach, stressful job, it's pretty laid back. No, I enjoy it. No, it's great. Best job I've ever had. Right? Do you believe in cheat meals? And what's your favorite cheat meal? Good question, Tim. I will be right back. I need coffee. Yeah, double dipping is definitely the way to go. But I'm currently blocked from. I think I broke one of their rules with some of the YouTube stuff I was saying in there. Might have gave me a temp ban. But it's not telling me what's up with it. But it will unblock it eventually. Yeah, we get more coffee. Yeah, double and triple. Triple dipping was hard though, because I couldn't do it on the computer. I had to use a phone for the profile and the Facebook page. Do you believe in cheat meals? Yeah, no, cheat meals. I don't believe that people should do cheat days. I don't believe in flexible dieting. I think cheat meals work great when you're at a certain point. I haven't done any cheat meals this year, but I used to do them. I haven't done any this year. Probably one of the reasons I've gotten a bit leaner. Favorite cheat meals? I mean, my favorite would be pizza, but I haven't had pizza in over a year. Do you French press to make? No, I might go back to French pressing. I currently use a drip, regular Mr. Coffee. All right. Go get yourself a cup too, Tim. But pizza tends to be my favorite. But I mean, I like a Chinese buffet. I like fajitas. Going out for Mexican food, like fajitas is awesome. But any restaurant food, like that. Pizza Hut was legit back back in the day. The stuffed crust pepperoni was always solid. I'll cook you pizza. I have a pizza oven. Nice, Karsten. To be serious, Pizza Hut. I like Pizza Hut, but I grew up, man. I grew up with that Pizza Hut fine dining as a kid, man. That was considered fine cuisine. I'm probably not going to do real gear talk again. I do gear consultations though. But speaking of, Karsten can actually vouch for my consultations. He's done several of them. He's someone who does routine consultations with me. Pizza Hut is struggling in the UK big time. Used to be massive. Well, they had that buffet. Do you guys remember when Pizza Hut had the buffet? Right? Domino's does thin crust better though, man. And then we got Papa John's, Little Caesars. They're all good. Pepper. Have you guys had Pepperoni's? That's an actual company here. They do really good pizza. Gear consultations are $100 an hour, told it. And I do lots of them. I do separate gear coaching as well. Okay, there you go. Karsten, who you guys just saw donate money here. Jason's consultations are the best. Always answers your questions and details, give you your money's worth. How many have we done? About 4, Karsten? You think we've done about 4? He's jacked, by the way. He's jacked AF. He reps out 275 on the incline. It's always deep pan at the buffet ripoff, right? I've eaten pizza in many years due to celiac disease. That'll do it, homie. Whew. I've known 2. All right, how crazy is this? I have personally met 2 different people with celiacs and known them in person. Like, what are the odds of that? Because you've had it, you know how rare it is. I have known 2 people. So my ex had a friend who we hung out with sometimes. She had celiacs. Like, beautiful girl, but she was underweight. She's tall, thin, but she was underweight because the celiacs caused permanent damage to her gut lining. You know, it kind of sucked. And I knew a power lifter who had it too. He got down to 100 pounds before they diagnosed him. And then he was competing at like 260 later. So he rebuilt himself. But yeah, I've known 2 people who had it. Celiac is rough, man. It's rough. That sucks, you know, unfortunately. Yeah, Carson, 225 to 3 overhead press is my best lift. You can't cure it. You just can't eat gluten. So when people say true gluten problems, like, dude, you'd be pooping blood out. So people who have celiacs, true gluten intolerance, man, you eat a couple slices of pizza, you might be literally crapping blood. Like, all in the toilet. It's bad. Yeah, eat a lot of rice and meat. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man, it's rough. It's 37 out there. I'm going to have fun with the GPP today. I'm going to get out and do it in my shorts, man. Coach don't care. Coach don't care, man. McDonald's makes the best fries. I'd rather not endorse this McDonald's at all. Like, we're dealing with straight junk food. At least pizza is fine cuisine. Five Guys and Smash Burgers pretty solid too. Smash Burger makes solid burgers. Tim, I can co-sign on that. Yeah. is you need to do a food review channel. Maybe. I think people get bored if I did food reviews. Maybe one day. But I need to be more incognito down the road. Eventually, I'm going to make my whereabouts less known in the future. Long-term plan. David said, I just got an advert on here for a high-definition phone magnifier on Temu. It looks like essentially magnifies your phone screen onto a larger screen. Nice. Yes, I agree, Jason. Spread out his content for reach, and where you have a very opinionated person use that. I'm very opinionated. I'd be like, it's just the way people think it's so funny. It's like so funny the way I project it. People are like, you just come across like if anyone doesn't agree with you, they're wrong. It's just the way that I talk. Like I really don't get upset at people who disagree with me. Right. Yeah, I feel like Coach's breadth of knowledge can be very good. Peccanary, what? I can see you in a log cabin in the no, not really. Nowadays you can use Starlink to get Wi-Fi in the middle now. I'm not a super country person anymore. Coach should do an online select, prove me wrong, where people take him on debates, right? I could probably pull that off. Right? I could probably pull that off. Like, prove me wrong. I don't think my internet audience is ready for the sort of debates that I have, man. I'm one of those who'll sit there and have a 9mm versus 45 argument for an hour with somebody. Let's argue Glock versus 1911. Oh, man. So, but no, that's the pew-pew side of me. Because that's a big part of my life. And unfortunately, that doesn't fully get expressed online in the current environment and YouTube environment. You got to watch that. They don't like too much of it. That might have been why I'm temporarily blocked on Facebook. I thought about that. How do you live stream? I do these every morning. Every morning we do the long coffee chat, and they've worked out really well for me. That's I don't know that word. Peppermint, you found a word that I do not know. It's a very pretentious word. It sounds very pretentious. Pecuniary. It's very pretentious, you goofy Brit. That was very British of you, Peppermint. No, dude, I do the coffee chats. I wake up every morning. I do these for a long time. It works with my current business model well because I do a bunch of my Facebook posting and I message clients all the time while I'm sitting in these. Right? That's how we do it. That's how we do it. So I need the Facebook profile. If I replicate what it did yesterday for the next 10 days, I'll get that cash bonus. So I got to stay on top of that. I know how I hit those numbers. We just got to ride that algorithm. Right. It just means related to money. Right? We could get up and be very opinionated. Right? We could debate Gibson versus Fender. Boom, boom, boom. Right? Gibson versus Fender. You offend people. Cali Muscle gained a pecuniary advantage from spending his time with other men's up in the shower. You guys ready for a Cali Muscle imitation? We're ready. We're ready. I'm fully caffeinated. We're an hour and a half deep. Just like they got balls deep up in Cali muscle in the shower. Got ready. Listen up, prayer, young blood. When you were in prison, when you surrounded by other men, you ain't seen a woman for years, and you in the showers and you see them soap suds roll down the crack of another man's ass. Hey, we was talking about happy mud, man. So what you do, you take instant coffee. It's got to be instant. You mix it with Pepsi. I was fooling them with jokes about the shower. Now we eat watermelon. Cali muscle, man. Chug basher. I'm glad that I have a good one. Take care, Karsten. Appreciate the super, brother. All right. Good old Chucky Basher. But what's funny, man, he's pushed this whole. I mean, you just can't make some of this up. Like, I don't see why these people don't get more help. Like, why don't they get the level of flack I get? I mean, imagine getting up and doing your whole thing. It built his stuff, claimed natural for years, then admitted steroids are a problem, smashed bottles of steroids on camera, does this whole watermelon, tell everyone junk food and sugars and stuff is poison and killing people. Okay. And yet he still owns a cookie company, the Crackies Cookies. I mean, that almost needs to be, I need to cover that in a live stream. That needs to be a topic coming up, just for a topic to get people there. How do you get up and scream about it's poison killing everybody and you literally still sell it and own a cookie company? And his excuse when this was brought up to him, are you guys ready? But I'm not going to just close my business because of this. I already had the company. I don't know if Mark Bell's still doing the sugar diet. It's a good question. But the guy's like, but I already had the cookie. I'm not going to just close my business and stop making money because I changed my position on sugar and table sugar and junk food. Let that sink in for a moment. But he's going to market being against all these things. But I already owned the business. Why would I close it down because of this? Or sell it? It's like, how did you even keep fans? How do people even keep fans and followers with this level of audacity? I mean, the same thing. We had the guy come through here upset with the pianist, but he was my hero. You didn't like the fact that I revealed that his ex-wife filed police reports for domestic violence? This goes to show you, man, people worship image. It's scary. This is legitimately scary. People worship image. Because these are people with millions of followers. And they can have this level of audacity and people worship them almost. It's crazy. Cult of celebrities, a cult of image. My God. Mark Bell made a video 2 weeks ago titled Sugar Diet to Carb Cycling. Assumed he stopped the sugar diet. I guess so. Yeah, they can get away with anything. And it just blows my mind. Hey, David, fair point. But does that make Piana a good human being? So here's the point I would make to the people who flip that over. Well, I mean, there's degrees of good, but then there's stuff that's just straight up bad, man. I mean, domestic violence is pretty bad. Beating beating your wives is pretty bad stuff. I mean, so let's set that aside. Extreme interpersonality and love. There you go, and that's fair. But the other people who are like, he was a hero to me. Whoa, that's stretching it, guys. That's stretching it. He was a hero, you know. Yeah. And if you accept it as purely he was an entertainer, then that's okay. See, David, but that's okay. He was an entertainer to you. Good. All right, we're back. You guys see me okay? All right, there, I had to reload. No, David, I believe personally as a Christian, no, I don't think it is contextual. I think there are things that we can say is objectively bad, right? I think beating your wife is objectively bad. I think molesting children is objectively bad, right? I think murdering another human being purely out of anger or for greed is objectively bad, right? And if we can't agree to things like this, we got a problem. I mean, truth, if we're at the point where we cannot come to agreements on things like this is problematic. We're going to have we're going to extremely disagree. I mean, state your case otherwise, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say if you routinely beat your wife black and blue, you're probably not a very good person. Create your counter argument. And change it to the context. I would like to hear your contextual retort to that. Right? I'll go and say another. If you molest a child, you are not a good human being. Present your counter argument. The person doing it likely doesn't see it as bad. Just so does that mean that the rest of us shouldn't? What if they do see it as bad? And sometimes they do realize it's bad and they can't stop. So because a person does truly horrific stuff and doesn't see it as bad or doesn't care, does that mean the rest of us put up with it? Sometimes they relish in being the bad guy. But what if they're a psychopath? Well, if your context is a person is truly a psychopath who is incapable of empathy, there's a context. So then do we just say, oh, well, that's contextual, a psychopath doesn't see anything wrong. Do you see how trite and silly the counter argument there? Oh, okay, well, since psychopathology exists and they're incapable of empathy, then yeah, let's just, it's all good, brother. We can't really say they're bad. No, we can objectively say they're bad. Okay. But do you see the argument of semantics you just tried to make? Well, it's all good as contextual. What is a good human being? Yeah, I think that we can define degrees of goodness. Some revel in the notoriety. I can describe things that make you a good human being. Um, do you genuinely care about other people? There we go. Do you genuinely care about other people and the harm that you cause in the world? Do you genuinely try to be a good person who helps other people within your ability to do so? I'd say that's the case of a good human being, you know? Right. Right. Now, to be fair, because animals tend to be more helpless. But then again, were we talking pet animals? Or are you talking people? What about people who raise your food? I mean, if I'm going to go over to that one and say we have that perception because of pet animals and because we bond with them a certain way, and it makes sense. Like we bond with dogs for good reason, right? We recognize their loyalty. There's a reason most people like dogs, right? But do we necessarily feel the same way about the steak we eat? And I'm not making a pro vegan argument. I'm pointing out that we differentiate types of animals for a reason. I think that's a great topic. This is something I like to argue with vegans on, by the way, David. We can go into a whole separate thing. Why do we love dogs? First time shatter, what's up, Davino? How you doing, man? Why do we love dogs? Because we culturally recognize the love and loyalty of the species. We selectively bred wolves for so long as our work and companion animals that they biologically, at this point, the species of dogs bond with humans on a level to where they genuinely love us. Scientists have studied this and found this. When the family or the owner of a dog that is bonded to touches a dog, what if you know what biologists have found out? Their oxytocin response in their brain is the same as if, or stronger, if you touch the woman you are in love with. Dogs genuinely, legitimately love us. Okay. Like they look like biologically, your dog loves you and is deeply committed to you. We have come to recognize that loyalty repeatedly our whole lives. We've seen so many countless cases. Man, dogs will die to save their owner. Truth, but it's not just it's a biological response, right? Yes, because you feed it and pet it, it bonds with you. But the fact of the matter is, not all animals will bond with you that same way just because you feed them. Dogs, because of their specific biology and relationship to us from the years of selective breeding, love you. And I mean truly, truly love you, like detectable with brain scans. The cow will never bond with you the same way a dog will. You know, right? Well, truth, we can quantify love. We can quantify love with brain chemicals. You asked a philosophical question. We can measure it. Dude, your dog loves you. Right? I mean, this is confirmable on the brain scans. That is why, like you said, dogs will die for their owners. Dude, a dog will die defending its owner. It will place you over itself. Yeah, it has a chemical reaction to your presence. Therefore, we as humans, we know this if we come from cultures where we've been raised and been around dogs. Okay. Therefore, we tend to have a very different view of that animal versus some other types because we all know, like you said, everybody knows, dude. Like, well, that's why we use the term man's best friend. That level of loyalty, and it's real because a dog's never going to be deceptive, right? You know that dog really, there's no doubt about it, right? There's zero doubt. They're not really capable of deception with it. It's genuine. Therefore, we as people, we tend to like dogs. You know, for a black bear, one that didn't feed it would look for me through the window, thinking, right? Well, you trained it. Uh, all right. Previous flight 11, yeah. So you trained him, man. 33 and hit that like. Tell him, guys. Sorry, I got a couple things going. I'm having to do a talk on Messenger for a moment, and then I'm posting a little too. All right, that's right. Get them likes up, guys. But no, so that's its own separate topic, and we're going to treat different animals differently, different species, and I think that's normal, right? But dogs are one of those species that we kind of have a unique relationship with because of that. Um, and it's almost in our DNA at this point too, right? That's something to think about too. We talk about, well, we've changed the dogs, but in some ways, haven't we changed our predisposition, possibly with genes towards dogs also? All right. The horses, yeah, to a large extent also. All right. Because think about this. You go back. So let's talk about historically with dogs also in tribal life. How vital to certain tribes, maybe and for your ancestors, were dogs. How vital were they? Talk about protecting the house. Now, what about before we had houses like we had today? And other tribes come in the night to steal your women or children off in the night and carry them over their shoulder and take them. We were talking, well, guys, that was an hour and 50 minutes ago, Alice. You got to go back to the start for all that. So think about that in tribal life. Man, having a good dog can literally make the difference between someone stealing the women and children in your tribe at night. You're not sneaking up into the camp at night. A stranger is not coming into your tribe camp at night to steal anything. If you had dogs, that was arguably their first utility to us. Man, they were watchdogs, right? They're always on guard, and there's that goes back tens of thousands of years. What is love, baby? Don't hurt me. What is love, 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 baby? Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Alex is doing. No, he was before. I don't know if he's doing them again. We were talking about it though. I mean, he came in and popped off at me the other day. I'll clap back. Why not? It's just a title to get the chat started though. We go into other topics. Like we don't do these for hours while I'm waking up and doing other stuff and stay on the same topic, Alice. Let's move on, man. We're off to other stuff already. We've moved beyond that over an hour ago. We've already moved beyond that, Alice. We've already moved beyond all of that. Did you just make this account today, Alice? We already know it's you, bro. Oh, we have a person who's made a fake female to come in here and come back to this. This is totally not suspect. We don't know who it is. David's called for a kapow on you, Alice. Let's get the boat rolling. Kapow from David. Who else we got? Let's get them kapows. David's voting kapows right and left. David's just kapowing the hell out of you. We only get one vote, David. You can't. Bro, we already know it's you. Truth gives a kapow. Get the hell out of here, Alex. Get the hell out the way, man. Hodge twins used to do, man. Everybody's all innocent. Because we don't have a dude who comes in every other day with a new girl account he makes with a fake woman in a woman's name and then starts with the same trolling. We already know it's you, bro. We already know your MO. Alex Allen, right? Anybody else? Nobody? Peppermint, you gonna vote? Do you even want to vote? Do you care? We just done. Kapow! Get out of here. Get out of here. Alice, if that is even your name, brother. I bet you his name is Jesus or something. All right. It's a cultural aspect too, but that's due to their religion also, and it's not all of them. That's a whole complicated topic. You knew he was getting a kapow either way. All right, guys. All right. He's probably off with your head. Probably Alice on the weekend. Yeah, that's a standard procedure on that one, man. We don't tolerate that level of tomfoolery in here. We're just not having it. We're just not having it up in here. Guys, all that coffee's going through. I got to go to the restroom. Sorry, y'all. Let me see. I'll try to close it off. We'll just call it coffee. forgot my coffee. All right. All right, we're back, guys. Coachino is back. Hit them likes. Those likes up, guys. Hold on, I gotta make some other posts too. Again, this is how we justify the long coffee chats. I have to multitask a lot. But if we do that, it works. It works well. But we do have to multitask. That's the price you guys pay for getting me in coffee chats this long. Did you drink tea when you were in England or stick to coffee? I don't like tea. You know, you do this. Well, Kirk, why you being a hater? You know you do these long chats because you'll make it mad. Well, of course, it's part of my business model, man. I just realized my device notification were off. Now I switched them. That would explain it, Kurt. Hey, Kurt. Hey, man, it's all part of my business. Oh, well, awesome then. I mean, obviously, if there was no profitability to it, but it's good for my channel. It's good for and it's not just there. I mean, let's be honest, Kurt, it's the clients and the consults. All right. So I've picked up multiple clients this year from these streams, man. So people like it because it's a good thing. But let's think about that. Like, it's beautiful from a business perspective, right? It really is, because people get some of my personality in here. That sells coaching. It's as crazy as it sounds. It's totally a sales funnel, and it's fun, and I like doing it. So that's the beauty of it. It's a business model that doesn't hurt anybody, that everybody has fun with. I get to have some fun chats goofing off, right? You know, followers get to have fun with it. Hell, people love the Kapow voting. There are people who've been buying channel memberships just for the Kapow stuff. It's been hilarious. But apparently, here's the beauty of that. People don't spend money if they don't see value in something. So clearly people find value in it because you guys are buying channel memberships. Entertainment, people are enjoying it. So, and I get to do informative stuff in here. And I can multitask. That's the other beauty. Because I'm just having to talk, I can type to people. I can post stuff. I can work on other things. The only thing I probably can't do is client sheets. So it's a win. It's a win all the way around. Like it's that's why I'm doing it. It works. Like it's just a pure win. You know? I don't see myself branching again, honestly. I'm not even going to address financial stuff like that, Kurt. I'm going to just ignore it and move on. Noting, though, you did make this account today. By the way. Yep. Sorry, Coach. I broke Kurt Cabal. Oh, there we go. I just got back and saw this. Kapow! Get out of here, Kurt. The Kapow stuff was a master stroke. It really was. Exactly. It was a master stroke. Why peppermint? Because people get to participate. The fans get to be part of the show. And it creates community, right? But you got to get to be part of the show. You know? Definitely a master stroke. People love that. I mean, as example as you guys in here right now, I've never seen a YouTube do this yet. David says, I'll be honest, exactly. David, there's about 10 of you guys who've said, dude, you just did it for the Kapows. It's not just you. It's not just you. I realized as soon as I started doing it, wait, people really like this a lot. I noticed how excited people would get with the Kapow stuff. I'm like, oh, hey, hold up. I think we're onto something here. Man, you guys really, you like it almost too much. It was my first thought of like, man, people really like this or not. It didn't take me long to figure that out, obviously. So that's why I kept doing it. I'm like, man, the fans really like this. They get into it. All right, take care of everybody. I would be watching you with the Kapow Powers and Cherry. People like the Kapows, man. There are people who chime in just to watch the Kapows. Oh man. Hold on, that gave me, I got a funny status I need to make. Oh man, what do we got going on here? Let me get back to you guys. How's the coffee chat going? Well, the sun is up. It says temps to rise tomorrow. Good, this cold front are going to disappear. The cold front will be gone. I need to check the volume, man. I've done all those compals. The volume's at 82. We're turning it up to 90%. My mic will turn down at least sometimes. But yeah, Peppermint. Have a good day, Peppermint. Still plenty of watchers. There'll be more people who stream. If I run this longer, dude, more people will come through. We'll get a whole new crowd. Watch what happens. Like I get weird stuff. 20 minutes from now, a whole new group of people will come through. We'll have a whole new set of conversations. Oh man, I just joined. David, don't abuse your compilers, please. Limitless. So let's hear about your current saga with the squatting and with Lucy Coach. And have you applied for any U.S. chemical plant jobs? What's up? You reached out to any of them? Right? I want to hear. Let's hear what's going on. Have you guys noticed some of the regulars have been MIA now? Dad and the boys and Psych both disappeared around the same time. That's really strange. As long as you start applying for jobs in the USA, he will not vote to compel you. So there you go, Limitless. He has set the standard. He has set the standard. He has laid down the law. He says, I am the law. Tell him, David. I'm 100% serious, by the way. Okay. So you better be on top of it. No excuses. So how's that going, Limitless? Let's hear about the current saga. That's strange, though. Some of the regulars, they've quit coming through. They were every day. What's interesting is they both quit around the same time. That's strange. There's no way Dad and the boys was hurt. That doesn't make sense. But they did. They kind of disappeared. Are my messages? I'm not seeing it. Limitless, I've seen this is your third post. So something might be hitting the spam filter. So you might be using some of the keywords I have blocked, but there aren't many. Okay, I'll rewrite it. Vertebrae, his beating. Oh, so you're shot. Oh man, you jumped into the piano thing out of nowhere. All right, his beating his wife shows the inner issues the man lived with, which probably led to his incredible need for affirmation, often from total strangers. Okay, I don't see his stuff. So, it changed my chat things. Oh man. All right, I changed to live chat. They'll probably come through now. I don't know what happened. So when I rejoined earlier, it went only to top chat. And I didn't reset it because I had the error and I had to rejoin the chat. It went from live chat to top. So I won't be able to go back and see them unless you repost them, unfortunately. Oh man. Not. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, vertebrae. Yeah, most people have issues. We all do, and I get that. But here's the difference, Truth. In his case, it did get public, the really bad stuff. But does that mean those things are less bad? And I get it. I mean, I've dealt with the same stuff. My very worst takes have been public. So I mean, but here's the difference, Truth. Have I not caught flack for it? I've caught endless amounts of flack, and that's kind of the point. You can make anyone look bad, and that's true. But you have to do it with spinning and lies. There's a difference between making, these are not the same thing, though. You can spin and make anyone look bad. Domestic violence, though, doesn't have to be spun, right? And I do understand your point. But there are things that fall into that clear category, man. And it's the difference is it's not a one-off take. One person, we could make the case if one person accuses you of something, valid point too. But what happens when it's multiple with physical evidence? That's the problem. What happens when 2 or 3 of your exes have all filed criminal reports over your domestic violence? That's not spinning something to make someone look bad. You see what I mean? There's a little bit of a difference, man. When there's court records and police records, that's not the same thing. Yep. So let's come over to Limitless. I messaged Lucy Coach to meet. She agreed, but says she only wants to cuddle and nothing more. She claims due to no nut, no. What? Bro, you got to be kidding me. Limitless, you got to be kidding me. She says she claims due to no nut, no river. Oh my God. Limitless. No, I want to see a screenshot of the text uploaded to your channel. I don't believe you. And you can do that. You can crop it down. Screenshot this text of her claiming a student she only wants to cuddle due to no nut November. Screenshot it and upload it to your community tab. No, dude, you have to. No. I will do it if I can't DM you private. Okay, yes, absolutely. You have my Instagram and my Facebook. They're all linked under every video, Limitless. I have to see this. That Lucy Coach has said that she's only going to cuddle because of no. I won't link it, but it's hilarious, dude. But I am going to discuss it though later. We're coaches. No, you are, dude. Or if you're not, I got bros, man. No, not at all. Making me choke on my own coffee here, guys. Dwarf Warrior. David is called for a kapow of the Dwarf Warrior. We all know that's Alex Leonidas has come into the chat and made a profile. We all know. David is calling for a kapow, but Limitless, I want to see this. I won't leak it, but it is. I have to see this for myself. If you're really being serious, this is going to be a game changer, though. But I'll be able to give you real advice. So David's called for a kapow on Dwarf Warrior, guys. Anybody else want to get in on this kapow action? Did we have a second? It's me, Alex. I don't know, David. He's entertaining, at least for now. But if someone seconds it, David has initiated a call. And he does have kapow powers. You know. Where's Peppermint at? No, Peppermint already rolled out. He had to go do a meeting. It's up into the 40s finally. We'll eventually go out and get some GPP done. But this chat has been eventful enough. We got to keep it rolling. Right? We got to keep it rolling. No, the Kapow isn't losing meaning at all, Dwarf. People are enjoying it. Because you guys have to, people are like, we just make new if it doesn't matter. It's still a lot of hassle for you guys to have to do it. All right, back over to the chat. You can power everyone. Pop Fart Fitness, aka Ian McStruthers. No, we got plenty of views. We get lots of views, Dwarf. But the thing is, man, it's not just the views. People literally donate money for the Kapows. They do memberships for the Kapows. It matters. And you have to remember that boosts the algorithm too. Oh no, it's a great model. The only reason you pointing it out is because you know it's a workable model. Therefore, you got to stop me from doing it because you're a hater. So I tell you what, David's going to withdraw the Kapow and see what happens. Reverse my decision again, Kapow. New John. I haven't seen the new John Bravo video. So David is calling for a vote. We got to get more people who chime in, though. Their wheels ripping people off. David's calling for a Kapow. We got to get a secondary vote, though. We don't do off of a single. Now we have 2 Kapows up. Right. What do you mean it's in Indonesia? Oh, I don't know, man. Is there a way to translate it? No one wants to. Kapow is childish. Well, send a screenshot with a translator too. We got 3 Kapows in here. Nobody's voting to keep you. People love the Kapow, Dwarf, and you know it. So here we go. Here we go. 3 Kapows so far. We got to wind it up, a little bit of shape. And bake. Kapow, you're out of here, Dwarf Warrior. You're out. A little bit of shake and bake. Get out of here, Dwarf. That's right, Mr. Leonidas. If that is indeed your real name. David says, I'm doing No Nut November this year, so I'm taking a little break from sex for a while. How is Lucy doing? All right, Limitless. So we need to have a talk about this Lucy. How is a woman doing No Nut November? So is Lucy, or you just like a dude and just dresses and drag? What's going on here, man? I'm a little confused. Well, we didn't have to read the sentencing on that one. Sometimes we do it though, man. Sometimes we do it. Particularly if there's super chats involved. I think she's in a relationship with someone she feels bad, doesn't want to cheat on it, but she's going to be cuddling with another man who she slept with. That's still cheating. Limitless, bro, that counts as cheating. If you are in a relationship and you go cuddle with someone of the opposite sex who you have had sex with previously, that's still cheating. Guys, come on. Your girlfriend is laying in bed cuddling with another man. We count this as cheating. Who she has previously had sex with. You know what I'm saying, guys? I'm going to count that as cheating. Guys, that falls under cheating. Right? Any guy disagree? You cool with that? Well, she didn't let him put it in, but they cuddled. You want my interpretation of if a woman wants to says I'll come over to cuddle, but I don't want sex right now. She just wants to cuddle you. Yeah, they just cuckold. What do you think that means, limitless? I'm gonna let you tell me what you think that means. I already know what that means. But I agree, Bill. His cheating, dude. I mean, sure, guys, you know the same thing, man. Like if you massage her feet, man. Now that's the whole foot massage conversation. That's a whole nother topic, man. I mean, we've heard some serious debates about foot massages before, have we not? The choice has already happened. Right. Limitless. Limitless. Man, you were this bad with women. Okay. I guess I'm going to have to spell it to you straight. Okay. She tells you, I don't want to have sex right now, but I want to come over to cuddle. Guys, do y'all want to help him out? I already know what this means. Let's see if everyone else does, if it's not just me. Because I think this is very obvious. The other guy, David, no, that's not what it is. David, go easy on him, man. Be real with him. Don't troll him on this one. You already know that's not what it means. Well, this creates an interesting situation for you, Limitless. Um, if a woman wants to come over and cuddle with you, no sex tonight, I just want to cuddle. She's interested in a relationship at that point, is what that means. Women's not going to come over and cuddle with you unless she wants something more intimate. She's trying to boyfriend zone you now. Yes, really. So this is common sense. This is not even a difficult one. All right. So okay, exactly. Let me explain. She told you she only wanted friends with benefits from the start. Correct. That's what she told you up front. Guys, anyone else want to explain this to him in typing, or do I need to do all of it? She changed her mind. She wants to test. This is her testing you to see if you only want to be friends with benefits or if you want something more intimate. So that's exactly what's happening. Right? I've been married a long time. I can't help them. I'm afraid. Fair enough. I told her, come over, let's cuddle anyway because I'm desperate. I'll take anything I can get, coach. I cannot date her. I'm moving to Texas. Well, I don't know what you're going to do with that. You might have to marry her and bring her with you. Just saying. You know. But you do a temporary thing then, do whatever you need to do, man. But if you're going to fly and come to the U.S., you need to get out of that country anyways. Right? I don't know what to tell you in the complexities of your love dynamic with Lucy, coach. Outside of that, you know. That happens a lot, by the way, in friends with benefits situations to where someone gets feelings. It's extremely common. You definitely better move in as a single man. I'll ask a last question and I won't bother Chad. If she wants a relationship, she never texts me. Only went to friends with benefits, or Ricky, it's only me doing it. Well, I don't know, man. I guess you better figure out the situation when you talk to her with this cuddle session. Be what I'm gonna say on it. Right? You keep us updated on it, man. Keep us updated. The saga of Limitless and Lucy, coach. There we go. The saga of Limitless and Lucy, coach. All right. What do you do if you were Limitless, coach? I would move to Texas already. I already got out of that hellhole. That's what I would have done. Right? I would have already moved. I would already be putting those applications in. But he better figure out if it's okay to lead her on or not. That's the thing, man. I'm gonna say, as a man of honor, I'm not gonna lead a chick on either. You know what they want and be very clear. I will make that point no matter what you're doing. You shouldn't lead people on. You need to be very clear in your expectations. And if your mind changes, they need to know this. You don't be deceptive. Yeah. Don't be deceptive. Right? Dudes do. There's no reason to be deceptive just trying to get some stinky on your hang down, guys. You don't need to do all that. It's not necessary. Right? Don't play with people's feelings. Coach needs to go on the whatever show and get some advice. This is golden. I don't know what the whatever show is. I mean, I got my own show at this point with this stuff. But no, man, you need to always be clear in your intentions. I can give you an example. I had a friends with benefits situation in my 20s at one point where we had an agreement. All right, we had an agreement. Like we had this agreement that she was not going to get involved in a relationship, and I wasn't with her either because she was finishing school. She had a job in Washington. like already lined up when she graduated, right? So when she finished her degree, she was moving to Washington, and it was already planned. And she wasn't going to get involved with anybody. So we had a once a week thing. Friend would benefit. It was every Wednesday night, and we cuddled after. And I stayed the night. But we had this agreement. It was a friends with benefit. And the agreement was if either person started to develop feelings, we needed to end it. Okay? That we would agree that we would end it. Who do you think ended up catching the feelings? It was me. And I had to tell her, man, I woke up one morning there. I'm like, damn, man. I woke up holding her, realized I really like this girl. I knew she was leaving. And I told her that. And I told her that morning, I said, hey, we need to have a talk. And I explained, I said, no, it was good. It was no, man, it was just the cuddling and stuff. I developed feelings. You know. And yeah, it was one of those cases where we talked about it, and I told her, I said, "Yeah, I mean, I know you're leaving. We had this agreement, and I'm starting to really like you." And she looked at me and she says, "You know, understandable." And pretty much she just said, "No, I agree. So let's end it." And I said, "Yeah, let's end it then." And she gave me a kiss on the forehead and told me have a nice life and never talk to her again. You know, just how it goes. Open communication, though, guys. Open communication. I need to be right back, though. All right, we back. We're back. Well, in this case, Limitless, she was actually an engineer. So she was finishing her undergrad in engineering. So she's very analytical mind, obviously. It just happened, man. No, I moved on. Not a big deal, dude. These things happen. Suffering it can be, man. Suffering is an interesting thing, isn't it? Truth. It's an interesting thing. Now, one that hurt Limitless, and this is when I was going through my 20s. I had my own thing. Like I had a chick tell me who knew me, and it's like, now this one's kind of hurtful, man. Are you ready? You're a lot of fun, but you're not really boyfriend material. Damn. I got that one once in my 20s. Right? Had a girl tell me in my 20s, you're a lot of fun, but you're not really boyfriend material. man. She called me a 304. Wow. Don't be cruel to your heart. That's true. Tell them, James. Right? She hozoned me. Right? Life goes on. Life goes on, guys. What else we have going? It's 8 o'clock in the morning already. It is still a little cold for me to get out and do stuff. I'm just gonna make other posts. That's the beauty of this too. I can do all my other posts. All right. All right. We do need to make a Veterans Day post though. Now that I think about it, gotta get the USA flag. Where is it at? And I will get back to you guys. Why do they make them so hard to find the right flag with the emojis? Why do they do this? Multitasking, exactly, David. We got to multitask. It's all just Facebook stuff and some Instagram because I don't have to multitask here. I don't know, James. Why are they knocking at your door, man? Run them off, man. Tell them people be gone. What sort of pew pew do you enter your door with? I get salesmen. I have salesmen come. They always come now, almost always during my live streams. It seems like. So all these door knocks lately, when you guys do hear someone knocking because I turn the doorbell off, I don't have my doorbell turned on at all during live streams. It's like, oh, um, so I don't know, man. I have no idea. You may need to research this. I don't have a clue, man. Coach, Mossberg 500, right? There you go. I do keep one of those in the house. I eventually might get some Mossberg 590s. I don't know, man. I don't know if I need want to go extra shotguns or if I just want to stick with ARs and stuff. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll figure it out in the future. Coach, I'm mostly sad because I want to get some stinky. You got to say the whole thing, man. And I don't, but you don't want to cuddle. Well, you better figure this out, Limitless. You got to say the whole thing is get it stinky on your hang down, right? Brother over here trying to get some stinky on his hang down. Yeah, stinky on your hang down. That's right. James, what do you use for ammo in that? Try not to show too many pew-pews on here. They don't like that for the algo. I use, let me go get one out. Right. This is what we got. It was just double odd buck. All right. Yep. Here we go. Yep. All right, we're back. I always use double odd buck for me. Stanky on your hangouts. Tell her you want some cheeks. Tell him, David. Sig P320, obviously. Don't drop it. Truth, don't accidentally drop it, man. Don't drop that one. He's going to get all pissed now. He'll be like, F you, coach. How dare you? He's going to sound like Greta. He's going to go, how dare you, coach? Would it be inappropriate if I try to attempt it next time we meet? You're a dude, man. They already know. She already know you're going to try it. She's just going to move your hand if she's not into it. So here's how this works. When you cuddle with a girl, if she's not interested in more when you reach down, she's going to grab your hand and move it away. That's how it works. Guys, we all know this. Look, you cuddling, you're spooning with a girl. When you reach down, you start going a little lower. If she's not interested, she's going to move your hand up. We've all experienced this. She's going to grab your hand and move it back up to her stomach. She might even slap it. Right? But once she does that, you don't try again. Like, you know, it's like, okay, she's not ready yet. So that's how it works. That alone was worth a super chat to you, my friend. You should have paid for that one. James said, you robbed me of my childhood. How dare you? Oh, good old Greta. Man. But that's how it works, limitless. She moved the hand up. I mean, we're men. They already know. They know we're going to do that. And then they decide, you know, they're ready, and you don't push the limits, man. You know, no is a no. All right. You keep us in the loop on this with the saga of Lucy Coach. How many people chime into your saga with the Lucy Coach thing? We're going to need to see pictures of this woman one day. All right. I think people are genuinely curious on this. Hell, I want to see what Lucy Coach looks like at this point. I mean, a lot of people are invested. I think a lot of people are invested on this one by now. Oh, man. Limitless became an orc warrior. There he goes. There we go. Shobunda. At least we need a description. Kapow myself. Limitless became an orc warrior. There we go. The most loyal women are 6 to 8 out of 10. But let's be clear though, guys. Let's be clear on that with that 6 to 8. Right? You guys all know this. A solid 7. A woman who's a solid 7, but they're loyal, and they bring peace to your life. Right? Exactly true. You know exactly. Guys, every guy in this chat, he said that, what about a woman who is a 7 out of 10, but she brings peace to your life? Dude, that's wife material. Right? That's wife material, straight up. She brings peace to your life and is a 7 out of 10. The more attractive, the more crazy. Oh, what's up, Trill? You finally caught a coffee chat. We're almost 3 hours deep in this coffee chat. We're almost 3 hours deep. 10 will be ungrateful and impressed. But the longer you're with someone you love, the more beautiful they get too, though. Truth. Let's come over to that. A 7, when you meet her, who brings peace to your life, is a 10. I dare any guy to argue with that logic. A woman who, when you first meet her on appearance, is a 7 out of 10, but she's loyal and brings peace to your life. That's a 10. Right. And it's a good family. You can tell a lot sometimes. I think dudes all know that too. And women need to hear that message. Like women are like, they're looking for like, you want a good man, bring peace to his life. Right. Men marry women who bring peace to their life. Yeah, no drama. That's the number one thing men look for. If they're really looking to put a ring on it, they're really gonna marry a girl, man. One who brings peace to their life is valuable. Just trying to compel Connor. Limitless finally gets his membership. He calls her Power Connor. There's more important. I don't, Matthew, to some extent, but are you sure? When you're talking about your home life with a wife, peace is real high on that list. Peace, there's more important things in life than peace, but in your home life, in your marriage, are you sure there's things more important than peace? Yeah. Come on, guys, calm down. Peace sells, but who's buying? Peace sells, but who's buying? That's a Megadeth song. Remember, as you get on and use Kapow Power's wife. That's right. David, bring reason. There you go. You have to experience existential stress from women to appreciate peace. There you go, truth. I've spoken like a man with experience. Childbearing is Matthew. Oh, dear Lord. Right. So there you go. Limitless has come through with it, though. Oh, man. So Facebook is doing decent this morning, too. Oh, well. Kind of one of those days where 2 days ago I had this amazing super chats. And then the next day, no super chats, but then Facebook stuff popped off decent. We'll be back and forth. We just got to establish those baselines, right? That's what Coach needs. I need 2 days ago's live streams to become my norm on YouTube, and I need yesterday's Facebook to be my normal day on YouTube, on Facebook, and it will be good. And then sell coaching packages. All right. You need childbearing hips as well. Yeah, I don't know about that. That's not really a real thing, dude, the way people break that down. But I do. You also said you like bigger girls, too. Didn't you just say all that? Matthew. I mean, I get it. Coach, I worked out chest, shoulders, and triceps, and I overlifted like crazy. My shoulder's still shaking a bit. I don't know, man. I don't know. Limitless says, I like bigger girls. Well, you'd like Texas then. You're Limitless all excited to try to apply for jobs here. We got those big booty Latinas down here. Because I worked out chest and shoulders. I don't know, man. If you're shaking, I don't know if that's a good thing. You should have said that earlier, Coach. Right? Oh. I thought you knew that, Limitless. You didn't know that? About Texas. Man, why is it so cold? It's 45 degrees outside. I'm going to have to go do GPP in this in a bit. In my shorts. Yes, we have to do it in the shorts. That's just how it is. That's the rules. I don't make the rules. You're like, no, you literally do. The guys, I don't make the rules. Rules are the rules. Oh my God. I saw someone in my tax post say this stupid line. Their solution to our economy is just raise the minimum wage to $15. That'll totally fix, like, Jesus. That will, the whole middle class will benefit. What? No, dude. That would really hit the middle class harder. Because that'll raise the cost of all the goods and services on the middle class. Oh man. But that's fascinating. The average American citizen doesn't want the IRS to exist. What do you make of Ross and Monte? I don't even know who that is. Truth. I've never even heard of that person. So that sums that up. I don't know who they are. Didn't California just hike it up pretty high, and a lot of fast food and coffee chains closed up a lot of locations to make it work, right? Right. People make these arguments about livable wages and stuff too, but it's like you deliver the value that you deliver, you know? We can make an argument against minimum wage existing at all. People pay you what you're worth. They pay you what you'll accept or what you're worth or somewhere in between. I don't know. I've never had a minimum wage job. I wouldn't know. What are people doing to where they're doing minimum wage jobs, you know? I've literally never applied for a minimum wage job at any point in my life. My very first job was more than minimum wage a week after I finished high school. You know? So I don't personally, I guess I don't have a concept for this. Like my first job was more than minimum wage, and I got a raise within like 8 weeks. I got my first raise. Because I worked hard. Let me go back. I'm actually curious. I'm gonna go look it up. I know what I was making, but I'm curious what the minimum wage was. Goes the history. I'm actually curious what it was though. Mm-hmm. Wow. It was $5.15 was the minimum wage when I first entered the workforce. Wow. Here's how low I started though. I started at $8. I started at $8 an hour the week after I graduated high school in my first job, 1995. What's the fake lift title? Bro, you're 3 hours too late for that, man. We've already discussed all that, Sean. We've already covered all that, man. I kind of going to shut this down though, man. 3 hours a lot. I got to work on some other stuff. We've had a good stream. I'll do an afternoon one though. We're out. I love you guys. And we're out of here. Tree fitting. $3.50.